This hire could change everything for the Texans offense. The past year, the Texans offense has been very underwhelming. And now you are on the right track. You fire your offensive coordinator, and now there is nobody else on the market but this guy. You have to go out and get him. There is no and, ifs, or buts about it. This is the only candidate for the Texans that can elevate this team to a potential Super Bowl run. Let's jump right into the video. If you haven't picked up on what I've been putting down, Chip Kelly to the Texans makes the most sense ever. Ohio State offensive coordinator who just won the national championship. He is the perfect fit. He's got former NFL experience. CJ Stroud, great quarterback to go ahead and coach. He's got great schemes. We saw what he was able to draw up in the big game. The biggest thing, though, is what you can do with your offense coordinator. You can lure a couple players, and I'll get into that in just a second. However, hire Chip Kelly. You need an offensive coordinator. You fired Bobby Slowick. It was a great idea because Slowick was a run-heavy scheme. You go up, you pick up Chip Kelly. He's expressed interest in wanting to come back to the league, and it's actually rumored that he is a big candidate to watch to go to the Houston Texans. He's expressed interest in the Jaguars' offense coordinator job as well as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, honestly, I would say the Texans looks the most enticing considering CJ Stroud is a former Buckeye, although he didn't play the same time Chip Kelly was there coaching because he was only 1 year with the Buckeyes. He actually wanted to come back to the NFL last year, but Chip Kelly, he's got some experience in the NFL, and he's a lot better of a play styler. It just fits the Texans offense and what CJ Stroud and the Texans are all about. Now, first order of business, hire Chip Kelly. And then you can look to what your offense is going to be. It's not going to be run first like Bobby Slowick. It's going to be pass first. But you need some receivers, right? So you'll go ahead, you'll re-sign Stephon Diggs. But the biggest thing is if you could trade up for CJ's teammate, Emeka Egbuka. This would be actually insane if you went out and got Emeka Egbuka. So Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver for the Buckeyes. We just committed to the draft. He's a big talent. You're going to have to trade up to get him. But if you don't have any cap space, if you can't get T. Higgins, if you can't trade for a wide receiver, this would be a perfect fit. Just like the Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow stack from LSU to the NFL, this would be insane. And honestly, to bring a former offensive coach who was just at Ohio State to a team that has a quarterback that already played with a wide receiver in college, that would be big stuff. So do I think it happens? Probably not. But that would be insane, right? And I would say another thing you would have to consider is trading your offensive lineman, because your offensive line is terrible. You have to revamp that offensive line, or you have to just lay into your receivers, because those are your two biggest needs: wide receivers and offensive line. You need to protect CJ Stroud, but I mean, Will Howard was slinging it on Ohio State. You had Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Egbuka, everybody, even Carnell Tate. So a lot of great weapons there. Coming to the Texans, Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell if he comes back healthy, Emeka Egbuka, T. Higgins. If T. Higgins went to that team, that'd be crazy. Now, I have to mention this, but Chip Kelly, former coach in the league, I think it's actually funny that Chip Kelly, when he was the head coach for the Eagles, he actually had DeMeco Ryans as a player on defense for the 2 years that he was there. So this actually makes more sense than you might think, because these guys actually know each other. So playing on the same team, or coaching and playing, DeMeco was still in the league in 2012 or 2013, 14, 15 when he played with the Eagles when Chip Kelly was head coach. So as crazy as that is, this would be a great reunite, and the offense would be 100 times better with Chip Kelly, an NFL coach, but who also led the Buckeyes, helped them to win a national championship with NFL caliber receivers. All you have to do is go out and trade for Emeka Egbuka. If you could bring Emeka Egbuka to the Texans, that would be unbelievable. And then on top of that, you have T. Higgins. If just hear me out. If this is the Texans offense next season, there is some severe problems for anyone trying to stop this offense. I really don't care if you have no offensive linemen. It'll be fine if you have Nico Collins, T. Higgins on the other side, Emeka Egbuka in the slot, and then Stephon Diggs helping out and being a wide receiver coach on the sideline and subbing in every other play. Like, that would be incredible. Then you have John Mechie for depth and Tank Dell if he comes back. Now, do we sign T. Higgins? Probably not. But even Emeka Egbuka as the 2 for the Texans with Nico Collins, that's huge. Because Egbuka is such a great route runner that even Mechie in the slot would work. But for as good a route runner as Egbuka is, he can also go up and catch a big jump ball. So he can do it all. Wide receiver U, Ohio State, CJ Stroud, Emeka Egbuka, former teammates, it would go crazy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but I really need to hear it. Do you think that this is a good idea, bringing in Chip Kelly, who was formerly at UCLA as a head coach? Then he went to the Buckeyes as a coordinator. Now he's expressed interest to come back into the league. Is it a good idea? Bad idea? You could just bring up Gerard Johnson or maybe go out and get Clint Kubiak. Those are the candidates I'm hearing at the moment. But honestly, go all out. Get Chip Kelly, who has the Ohio State connection with C.J. Stroud. Go draft Emeka Egbuka. This team would be so unbelievably great that I don't think we'll be talking about last year's fall. We'll be talking about this year's new empire with Stroud, Egbuka, Collins, and then Stover at tight end. Don't forget you have the 3 Ohio State Buckeyes if you can trade up for Egbuka, because you're not getting him at 25, which is the problem. But what a season it would be if the Texans are able to do that. This is the quote right here where the Texans could be in the mix for Emeka Egbuka. He's a perfect fit. All 32 teams entering the draft. I mean, if we're looking at any teams in particular, CJ Stroud, it would be something crazy. So let me know your guys' thoughts. But Chip Kelly to the Texans could be sneaky.